Good evening, and welcome to Board Game Instructions ASMR. Tonight we'll be learning Jaipur, a lovely little two-player game from GameWorks, originally designed by Sebastian Pauchon from Switzerland. It's a two-player game, only two players, so it's a great game to play with that special someone or significant other. It's very fun and pretty easy to learn. So let's take a look. Okay, now that we've got our pieces laid out, pretty much it'd be a little different if we were really playing. I'd probably have the commodities tokens off to the side a little bit, so they'd be easily within reach of both players, but for our purposes, I think that looks pretty good. So let's learn how to play. Introduction and aim of the game. In Jaipur, you are hoping to become the Maharaja's personal trader by being richer than your opponent at the end of each week, or round. To do so, collect and exchange goods, cards, at the market, then sell them for rupees on the back of the tokens. If you manage to put together a really good deal, 3 cards or more, then you'll receive a reward or bonus token. These are the bonus tokens. At the end of each round, the richer trader receives a seal of excellence, right here. The first player to collect 2 of these wins the game. So as you can see, there are 3 seals of excellence. So we'll be playing best of 3 rounds. The cards break down as follows. There are 55 goods cards made up of, there are 6 diamonds. Let's see if I can find you one. There's one. 6 diamonds and 6 gold and 6 silver. 8 cloth, 8 spice, and 10 leather. There are also 11 camel cards. So to set up, we take 3 camel cards, place them face up between the players. Look at those little camels. Shuffle the remaining cards well, and deal 5 to each player. The remaining cards are left face down as a draw pile, or deck. Take the first 2 cards from the deck and place them face up next to the camels. There may well be 1 or 2 camels drawn. The market is now ready. Wow, 5 camels. Let's get some commodities in there just to get a better representation of what the game will actually be like. I did not shuffle these. There we are. The players then remove any camels from their hands and put them face up in a stack in front of them. This forms each player's herd. I have a camel. I see you hiding in there, little guy. All right. Sort the tokens by goods type. Make a pile for each goods type in descending order of value. Spread out each pile so that both players can see all the tokens' values. Sort the bonus tokens by type. Shuffle each type separately, then form 3 piles which are not spread out. Put the camel token next to the bonus tokens. Set up the tokens as shown in the above illustration, and put the 3 seals of excellence where the players can get at them. I'm not spreading out the tokens right now, but just so you know, so you can see, this is the diamond, and the first 2 are worth 7, and the second 3 are worth 5. Same goes for the gold. The first 2 are worth 6, and the second 3 are worth 5. So as you move through the game collecting the tokens, they diminish in value. So the first player to collect any of the token stacks I believe always collects the most valuable tokens for that commodity. Let's move on to the game turn. Oh, you have to pick a starting player, always important. A lot of games these days recommend the youngest player or something to do with the theme of the game, like the last person to see a professional wrestling match. In this instance, you could use the person who's been to India or has traveled the closest to India. It's really up to you on how you want to pick a starting player. You just have to do it, or we could never start. On the game turn, on your turn, you can either take cards or sell cards, but never both. Once you've done one of those things, your turn is over, and your opponent chooses one of these actions. To take cards, you must choose one of the following options. A, take several goods. B, take a single good. Or C, take all the camels. For A, take several goods. You take all the good cards that you want into your hand. They can be of different types. Then, exchange the same number of cards. The returned cards can be camels, goods, or a combination of the two. So, you can trade out any amount of cards from the market and your hand. For option B, take a single good. You take a single goods card from the market into your hand, then replace it with the top card from the deck. That's nice. For option C, take the camels. You take all the camels from the market and add them to your herd, then replace the cards taken by drawing from the deck. Attention! Players may never have more than 7 cards in their hand at the end of their turn. Okay, so that was the take cards action. Now let's look at the sell cards action. To sell cards, choose one type of good and discard as many cards of that type as you like onto the discard pile. Each sale earns goods tokens, and if the sale is big enough, a bonus. A sale is carried out in 3 steps. Sell as many cards as you want, placing them face up on the discard pile. Take as many tokens as cards discarded, starting with the top of the corresponding row, that is, starting with the highest values. Stack the tokens in front of you. If you sell 3 or more cards, take the corresponding bonus token. If you sell 3 cards, you get a 3-card bonus token, 4 cards, 4-card bonus token, and 5 or more, 5-card bonus token. The value of a bonus is not known until it is drawn. For 3 cards sold, it will be 1, 2, or 3 rupees. For 4 cards sold, it will be 4, 5, or 6 rupees. And for 5 cards sold, it will be 8, 9, or 10 rupees. Unlike the goods tokens, the rupee value of the bonus token is only printed on the back, hence the question marks on the front. Restrictions during a sale. When selling the 3 most expensive goods, diamonds, gold, and silver, the sale must include a minimum of 2 cards. This rule applies even if there is only 1 goods token of a given type left. Reminder, you can only sell 1 goods type each round, never more. End of a round. A round ends immediately if 3 types of goods tokens are depleted, or there are no cards left in the draw pile when drawing to fill the market. Scoring. The player with the most camels in his herd receives the camel token worth 5 rupees. The players turn over their tokens and add them up to determine who is the richer. We suggest that you make piles of 10 rupees, as these are easier for children to count and quicker for adults, as well as being more practical if you need to recount them. The richer trader receives a seal of excellence. In the case of a tie, the player with the most bonus tokens takes the seal. If the players are still tied, the one with the most goods tokens takes the seal. If neither player has 2 seals of excellence yet, set up the game again from the beginning and play a new round. The player who lost the previous round starts. End of the game. The game ends immediately as soon as one of the players has 2 seals of excellence. That player wins the game and is appointed as the Maharaja's personal trader. Reminders and notes. When you take cards from the market, you either take goods or camels, but never both. If you decide to take the camels, you must always take all the camels at the market. When making an exchange, the surrendered camels can be camels, goods, or a mixture of the two. The same goods type cannot be both surrendered and taken at the market. And you can never exchange just 1 card from your hand against 1 from the market. An exchange always involves at least 2 cards for 2 cards. If both players have the same number of camels at the end of a round, neither takes the camel token. Sometimes there are fewer tokens available than cards during a sale. In that case, you still receive the bonus token for the number of cards sold. Players are not required to let their opponent know how many camels they possess, and camels do not count towards the 7-card hand limit. Lastly, we have a section on advice. The use of the camels is a balancing act. If you don't have any of them, you have a problem. If you want to take a lot of cards and your hand is empty. However, if you take a lot of camels, then you risk leaving a very profitable market for your opponent. If you do decide to take a large group of camels, it can be worthwhile doing this when your opponent already has 7 cards in their hand. Then, if the new market is interesting, he'll have to exchange cards and probably won't be able to take all the cards wanted. If you think that some valuable cards are due to turn up, it can be advantageous to make an exchange that fills the market with camels, forcing your opponent to open up the game for you. There are 3 main sources of income: the 3 expensive goods, the first tokens in each set, and the big sale bonuses. All 3 are important. Don't let your opponent grab the lion's share of the diamonds, gold, and silver. Sell before him if you can, and try to make him 1 or 2 really big sales. That's really it, guys. It's really, really fun. The principles are all pretty basic, and I think that you're really, really going to like it. So go out, get yourself a copy of Jaipur, and the next time you and your partner are looking for something to do at night, crack it open. I promise you won't be disappointed. Thanks for joining us on Board Game Instructions ASMR. Until next time.